Well, time to kick into it, isn't it? All right, welcome to another episode of Spitfire, the show where we talk all about Call of Duty with as many pros as we can cram into a call. This week, joining me, of course, Tunn. He's always here. He's always doing something in the background. But more importantly, our guests, Seany, Wuskins, and Rated. All of these players have something to bring to the discussion. Some of them with just announced teams, and some of them talking about their team and where they're going with news today. But let's kick it off and find out how the guys all are. Seany, how are you, first of all?
I'm good, mate.
Plain and simple, and I'm good to go. I'm ready.
As long as you're good. Wuskins, how are you, my friend?
Life is great, Brice, mate. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very good, thank you. I'm glad to kind of get you on here. You've done much better than Scraps, who I've been trying to, get on, but he keeps dodging. He keeps dodging. I don't know why. In fact, I do know why, as we saw just before we started the call. And we're moving on. Of course, Rated, you're not on cam, but you are here with us. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, yeah. Long day. Went to London and back, but...
Damn. Well, thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate it all the more. All right, let's kick straight into this because we are still in the depths of Rostermania. Now, we've had a few teams been announced and some teams not been announced, which we were discussing before this one come on. Let's talk about what a lot of people have been talking about. 100 Thieves, the new COD roster. It was much hyped. It was a lot of people kind of waiting to see who would finally jump in there. What are your first impressions of this 100 Thieves roster? Let's go straight to Wuskins.
Impressive, to say the least. Definitely a powerhouse team. A bit, I don't know. It's a bit weird. It's a weird one because
combination. Yeah.
I expected it, but the only one you wouldn't. Not a bad move, but you didn't expect to enable to be in that roster. But not a bad move. You just didn't expect it.
That's fair enough. What about you, Seany?
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious of they went for the 2 strong ERs, isn't it? Like they went for that. Probably 2 of the strongest ERs in the last 3 years, and they picked up Kenny. He's easily the best player all last year. So I think, on paper, obviously it's good in my own team, and let's just say red for the red. I would say the best team that's been made so far in America, anyway.
Okay, let's move on then. Rated, you're going to go up against this team.
They're fucking shit, mate. I'm joking. No, yeah, they're obviously a good team. No, yeah, they'll be decent, probably like 4th best or something. I don't know.
Well, of course, this 100 Thieves team was the squad that people were like Karma's going into, right? There was that whole.
Well, I think he was meant to, wasn't he? Apparently, I don't know how true that was, but it was leaked that he said he agreed or verbally agreed with Nadeshot that he was joining.
Yeah, that was the rumor. I don't know. It's nothing.
Yeah, I don't know how true or false. I'll find out in Vegas. I'll ask him myself.
He'll tell you. He's pretty good with that one.
Yeah, I think they were probably salty with that. I think they probably prefer Damon Burr.
Who do you think you would have got in for? I think Caro and Fenny were announced first, weren't they?
I can't remember what their initial plans were.
Who?
Who Damon would have replaced if he joined? Well, I guess it would have just been Enable, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And then they would have probably got through on pro points, maybe. I'm not sure how it would have worked out.
Yeah, that's another interesting thing about everyone's kind of trying to work out in this off season as well.
Yeah, well, like if you guaranteed your slot in pools on, or if you have to play through that little 8-team bracket thing.
Yeah, and I think pretty much a lot of players. I mean, fortunately, Rated, you're completely fine. Because
I'm a big chilling second seed of the event. Second seed of the event, can't go lower, can't go higher, so I have nothing to worry about.
Happy. You just added a person. Yeah, that'll do. We'll grab him. We won't do anything else.
Yeah.
Fastest roster change I've ever seen.
Well, yeah, it was just pre-planned. We spoke with Ben and said if it's announced 5v5, you're joining. If it's not, you're not joining.
That's so. I do have a quick question on that regard, and it was kind of aimed more toward Bance. Before we move on, that bottle of wine he had out.
That was literally pure luck.
Was that pure coincidence?
Yeah, like his real estate agent literally gave him a bottle of wine and it had just happened to say that on it.
Oh, okay. I was wondering whether that was the greatest bait in the history of Call of Duty.
Meant to be. It was just meant to be.
Yeah.
Stars aligned.
Tan, you got anything to add?
No, I mean, I made a video about them and comparing them against Optic, and I think, for me, I think they did better.
No, yeah, they're better than Optic, I think.
Yeah, I think.
Well, let's talk about the Optic roster then. Obviously, return of Karma, which I found interesting considering that the way that all kind of fell apart. No one knew what Karma was doing, leaving or going, or what he was going to do in the end of it there. They've picked up a few new players. A lot of people saying they should improve their S&D, which Optic just haven't been that great at for a while.
I don't think it improves their S&D though.
I don't think it does.
Like you either have S&D smarts or you don't. Just bringing 2 good S&D players doesn't change the rest of the team's S&D smarts. You just
I think you'll improve it a little bit, man. But like
it improves like the situations when them players are in the situations, but not when the other players are in the situations. So it doesn't improve their S&D at all. It just you have better S&D players in the team, so like they might carry you through a few S&Ds or like help you with certain situations. But
with it being 5v5 as well, I can see S&D being less one person run down the middle of the map making a play, more of like a team game.
Based, yeah.
And so like if you're like adding up, you've got Dashi and TJ are kind of the same S&D player. Just got that first pick, and the team just went from there. But I don't think they'll be able to do it in this game, especially with the 150 HP and stuff. So
it's gonna be very interesting to see and how S&D plays out in 5v5.
Just it's very good.
You think it's gonna be good or not good? Sorry,
no, not good at all.
Okay, just because of increased health.
150 health. Like, how are you gonna stop 5 people running at a bomb site?
That is a good point. That is a very good point.
If it was 100 health, then fair enough. Someone might get a 2-piece, but there's literally no chance. 150 health. Yeah. Someone has literally got to get destroyed next level.
Well, I also saw someone talk about removing snipers today, which I thought was probably even worse.
Yeah, Joe was buzzing when he saw that. Because Joe's been preaching it for years, saying the snipers are in S&D. I think snipers would be very good because I think they were one-shot kill, were they?
Yeah,
are they still for the most part, anyway. So like they'll be really good.
Yeah, and again, that might help. But it's one of those things you got to kind of figure out exactly how it's going to work in a brand new game. The mechanics are slightly different, although it's very much like Black Ops 3. There's no wall running, so there's no more watching that kind of angle. You know, it's plus with the extra health. I think it's a lot. I think it's probably a good thing that the first event is so far away.
I was going to say, like at the start of the game, S&D I think would be really bad because no one's going to fully understand the map, so they're literally just going to be like
5-man hits everywhere.
Hit this fucking bomb. Trade my death. Go on, Joe, you go first.
Yeah, got that solo guy holding the bomb sites. It calls out 5 are running towards him.
Yeah,
it has to be a retake.
At the start of the game, I think it'll be a bit hectic. But when teams
get better,
when teams get used to the game and stuff, I think it'll end up being a bit better.
Fair enough. All right, let's move on to another team that's confirmed, but wasn't confirmed last time around. The new Envious roster. What do we think of this one? Obviously, 4 world champs joining up with Hugh.
That's right. I don't know, man. Like, I can't see them being that good. I can see them being like top 8, but I can't see them being that good.
Well, it's interesting. I always thought it was very interesting, right? Because don't get me wrong, you can never say anything about them because they won the world champs. But before that, they never gave any indication of having that level of, they can take, the biggest prize in Call of Duty Esports. If they hadn't done so well at COD Champs, nobody would have put
the team's not together.
So like you'd be lucky to get a duo out of this team moving forward.
I feel like they're just like they have really good individuals. I don't know how they're gonna come. Like they have Hook, who's literally insane. Assault's good every now and again.
Still, yes. Like if you go, the events he went off was Seattle and Champs.
Yeah, Assault's like super hit or miss, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But when he's on, he's like really on. And obviously you have Apathy, who's literally unreal as well. And then Silly and Aches who just fill in. But I don't know how they're gonna put it together as a team. I mean, obviously the game's not out yet. They might be the best team in the game by a mile. Nobody knows, but
yeah. And again, I think actually, Ray, you've hit a great point there, right? You're talking about, we're trying to judge these teams. The 3 teams we've just covered are already, as they've been announced, some of the kind of the favourites going forward. Of course, we Red Reserve, who are in there, and now Team Reciprocity, which we'll go into in a second. But how do you judge these teams going into their first event? Like, how on earth do you have any benchmark? Like,
I think everyone's just guessing. Everyone's just gassing off names and shit in there.
Yeah,
everyone will be predicting 100 Thieves probably to win the first event, or Optic just because of names.
Yeah, but scoreboards and scrims.
Yeah,
the only benchmarks we have are like being perfectly honest with you, you could just say, EG, they've kept their 4 and added Hugh, and then Red Reserve, they've kept their 4 and added Bance. I'm surprised.
But that's okay. We're European.
Yeah, but that's what bothers me, Ray. I think that's what bothers, because you got to remember that you were one of the favourites going into champs, and just after that, you've improved it with a move with Bant, which everybody wanted to see. Let's be perfectly honest with you, it was a very hyped up kind of move even before you guys announced it, and I feel like you guys have almost been overlooked, which is very weird to say.
No, it's just because the names. It's always going to be like that. Just with the names, like everyone always gasses the Americans more than they gas the Europeans. I don't give a fuck. I know full well how good my team is, so it doesn't matter to me what everyone else thinks.
Did you make bans on Black Ops?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. I think that's where everyone's going to be saying like, "Oh, Ben was shit last year." Blah de blah de blah.
I think Ben had
Ben was shit last year because he was in the most horrible situation ever. It was just an awkward situation for him. Yeah. He's got his little rat boy back now, so he's gonna be back to dabbing bands. We'll have him dabbing on main stage in no time.
All right, let's move on to two members of the team I want to talk about here because they've just announced. I want to say this correct. Reciprocity.
Yeah.
I've nailed it.
Fuck off a few times.
I'm never going to say that team name.
Reciprocity. Once you get it once, you're all right.
Yeah, as soon as you get it the first time, that's it. You're good to go.
All right, in a move that nobody really saw coming, you guys left Unilad and joined a new roster. You lost a player and gained two new ones. Tommy and Dens ended up joining you. How did that all come about? Was it something you were looking towards at the end of the season? Because you guys were performing pretty well most of the time. Certainly in my opinion.
Bad, you want to hear that from me?
We were banking on it staying 4v4. Then we were going to get Ben. And that was like basically, but no one knew it was 4v4 or 5v5. So we was basically our pick because we were getting Ben. And then we found out he was going 5v5 and we got put in like a shit situation, but we didn't know what to do. And we seen that Tom was looking for a team. And obviously Dens wanted to come overseas. And then obviously that I spoke to Swizz about getting orgs and then I don't know. It ended up happening very quick as well. I don't know.
Yeah. You played with Tommy before as well, right? You were in that Fnatic roster.
Yeah.
And that was good. Was that a factor in kind of bringing him back in?
Yeah, so it's like people don't look into that deep, or like Zach in game, for example. I won't say he's the smartest of people, because what he does, he just runs around killing. But when he's got someone like Tom next to him, it's gonna be make a difference. So
like a puppet on the leash.
Just add an extra AR as well, like Dens. But I know he's the stats don't mean everything, but if you saw his stats last year, he's just a good slaying at AR, So
yeah, that was it was best. I think in terms of flexes, he had the top respawn KD.
Yeah, it seems like most teams have went for the two strong ARs. Or Red of I don't know what you're doing with your roles, Reese, but I don't. You can see here, but I don't know who they are.
Matt's gonna be second AR.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know much about that, but most teams have went with two strong ARs. So
it was gonna be Trey, but Trey said he wants to stay as being a sub, so Matt's gonna be second AR.
Okay. Well, here's the other thing. Dens, bringing over. That was an interesting thing because nobody had been dipping into Australia. Obviously, we started to see the international thing go across. People were talking about making the international teams, and you guys how did that conversation first start with Dens, just to kind of bring him in because you were the only people who've kind of dipped and gone into Australia's pool to take players out.
Yeah. Well, as soon as the 5v5 got announced, we were what's our best options? Since we thought we went, Dens is 100%. Well, for me, he was 100%. I wanted him. As soon as it got announced, I went straight to him straight away. And said if he was interested in coming over. I mean, I spoke to him prior to the announcement, saying we'd be interested if it did go 5v5. And yeah, I went back to him. He sounded keen to join, so we kind of started moving it forward. But he did obviously any Rostermania was a bit in a mess there as well. So I think a few teams are trying to grab him. I'm not too sure. You'd have to speak to him, but yeah, it was. As soon as I got announced, I went straight to him. Told him we're ready to sign.
I've been trying to organise getting them on, but Australian time zone, it's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
He'll be here soon enough, and then he can just hop over.
Yeah. That's one of the things you've got to bring him over here. I guess that's what a lot of teams are doing now, trying to get into one area and really kind of, especially with the first event, right? That's from what we worked out, something 80% of the year could be determined at that event.
Well, yeah, because if you qualify, the league's only one stage now, isn't it? So
yeah.
And if you qualify for the league, I think you qualify for championship, something along those lines. So yeah.
I mean, the league's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, top 4 at Vegas, you're fucking sorted.
Wait, how does it work for like the second event? See, the top 4 teams place top 4 in the second event.
Well, the league had already been decided. I'm pretty sure
because that placement.
like the second qualifier, like the LCQ thing, will already be played before the second event.
Yeah, it's pretty soon.
So the 16 league teams will be already sorted.
But I thought like it was like top 12 from the second event was a qualifier.
No.
Is it not?
No, it's like the top 4 from Vegas auto qualify for the league, and then from 5th to 32, from 5th to 32 go to the LCQ.
Oh, right, okay.
Play each other to qualify for the league.
That's interesting. I think the interesting thing for me is just how much that first event means is something that, don't get me wrong, like, we've had it in previous years, right?
It's always similar, though.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a good first event, you're pretty much sorted.
But I think this is like someone just turned this to 11.
Yeah. It's a bit next level, this one. It's because it's only one stage. Like, for the league. Like, if there was 2 stages, obviously you'd like some teams would be making teams and like be playing to qualify for stage 2.
Yeah.
So
which is interesting to see how it kind of plays out with 6 events next year as well, kind of moving forward. And they said they're going to be more transfer periods for players as well. So with 5v5, that's definitely going to come into the mix. Let's talk a little bit about, I think, because we've covered all the main teams we can talk about anyway, I think, because I don't want to jump on people's announcements. We know...
I mean, I'll do it if you want.
I mean, Brice, I'm going to interject. Can we talk about why Alex left? Because
that's good. That's good.
Yeah, well, I got a message of like we kept saying to him like, do you want to leave? We kept hearing rumors that he might be leaving, and he was like, no, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. So we went to look for an org, and then 2 weeks later, he's like, oh yeah, I want to leave. And I was like, why? Like, just give me a reason. Like, why? And he said, oh, I want to win. So like, I think I can win with this team that I'm joining. I can tell you right now, that team will not be winning, especially with the new 5th. Like, I'm not repping every individual player, like it's not been announced, but especially how it played out with Rostermania with the new 5th, they ain't winning. Look, yeah, it's his choice. I think he's brainwashed bad, but
I think it's an interesting team. I'm very curious to see that team play. We're obviously talking about we're not going to spoil it for people walking at home, but if you can figure out which players in Europe aren't in a team announced yet, it's really simple to figure it out. But yeah, I think it's interesting to see where they end up going as well.
They need to end up in a good org because they literally need to get to America because obviously both of our teams are fucking off. So
yeah, basically that's what I was going to kind of move on to now as well. Let's talk about this because you guys are fleeing to America, essentially just trying to get over there and sort out your entire year. Ray, you guys announced literally a few hours ago.
We just done it then. Just got them all approved today. So,
nice. So you guys are moving to Dallas, I believe.
Well, yeah, it was like we were planning on just boot camping like a random places 2 weeks, 3 weeks before each event, and then obviously these announced that they were moving, so sort of like forced our hands to like sort of a place that we can go whenever we want, kind of thing.
Yeah,
because obviously it's just a lack of. It just killed. We'd be scrimming the one team that's not announced, and like Reedy's team, and that would be literally it.
Yeah.
So it just sort of forced our hands, which obviously I don't really care about. I want to get the best practice possible next year. So
yeah, I mean that gives you a lot more options, right? You get to straight on the level then. And I suppose when it comes to if you have to make changes later, it gives you a very much
it gives us a lot more options because we can get whoever we want then.
Very, very easy pickups coming forward. Are you looking forward to moving over? Has there been any challenges kind of picking up and moving your life to America so far? I mean, it's only
because we pretty much lived there anyway. Like it worked out that this year so far, like 2018, we've been in America every single month. So it's not much. It's not much different. It's just like the practice will be different, but the practice will be better. So and like with our new team, like there's literally no clashes in personality. So like living together won't be a problem.
And the traveling will be so much better as well. You don't have to do 20 hours
the traveling.
Yeah, I hated the traveling.
I think it'd be awkward if like there was a team with like clashing with personalities, but with my team, there's literally them 4 absolute weirdos and me.
Yeah. Right until we get a month into it, and then you just can't stand it when you're throwing Joe through a window.
No, I never leave Joe. Joe's stuck on my hip forever.
Same thing kind of Seany and Wuskins. You guys have kind of announced a very similar thing with the new org and the big move coming on. You guys, was that a goal for you, or is that just like it's happened and it's a great coincidence?
Well, that's at first. It was. I think no one knows this, but the main reason why we're actually doing it is because when we went to Den's, he said that he wants to be in America.
Okay.
That was like I think that was one of the reasons why we forced it.
Yeah. It kind of makes sense, right? I mean, if he's gonna come over anyway, which he's gonna have to, you might as well all go somewhere where you can get the better practice rather than him coming to sunny old England.
Yeah.
It was like the visa issues as well. Like try to get a UK visa and then get a US visa at the same time for him. Like, it'd be a bit. We didn't know how it'd play out, so we just went, may as well just move over.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
So
I didn't think that because I thought it would have been easier for him to just get a UK visa and I'd be able to obviously wouldn't you really need a US visa for what we're doing. So yeah,
I mean, it's just because we got pulled. Like a lot of us got like pulled up at the.
I remember. I saw Ray's tweets.
Literally shit myself.
It was like me, Reese,
it was literally the scariest moment of my life.
It's champs as well, man.
Yeah, like if it was like any open event, like obviously it'd still be bad, but it wouldn't be that bad. But the fact it was the last event in the year, champs, I was literally about to drill this guy's face in if he told me that I had to get back on a plane.
Wasn't it something about he didn't understand what you were doing, from what I understand?
No, it was just because we were there so much. They said, you said, do you need visas if you're going to be here this much and making money, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
It was just super unlucky that it was literally the last time we were visiting their shit country.
You're literally moving there for the next year.
Well, yeah, I'm not moving there because I love the place. But yeah, it was just unlucky, and it was just. Luckily, we got through.
That's what worries me. It's not so much not getting to the event; it's having to jump straight back on another fucking 11-hour flight or something like that.
Yeah, that would have literally that flight. I would have literally. I would have jumped out. I would have jumped out the plane. But yeah, it was. We got lucky.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, so there is another thing I want to talk about here, and I'm actually going to start with you, Ray, because I want to talk about your coach. Coaches seem to be becoming more. They're becoming more and more prevalent in COD, it seems like, especially with the new rules and people, subs, and there seems to be this better infrastructure for players. How much has it helped? Is it going well so far? Because I know he's been.
What event did we actually start using him? It was either Anaheim or the event before Anaheim, well, like the league or wherever.
Yeah.
It's just like super helpful because what was happening before that was like I would have to wake up earlier than everyone else in the team, so like 7 a.m. before going on Saturday to play the games and like watch the VODs myself and do it all myself. And it's just easier having someone do it all for you. And he goes to like next level.
Mm-hmm. Does it also help? I know you said there's no clashes in your team, but does it help having someone outside that environment you can kind of discuss things with without anybody getting, how do I put this, defensive over something that may have happened in game? Like if you want to discuss something.
It's just easier because you can just like, instead of saying someone like, well, not lying, but someone saying, well, I was doing this, blah, 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 but you can literally just say, what the fuck? Why did these spawn here? Or why did it happen?
Mm-hmm.
And then the Dom would just say, you're blocking this spawn. He was, do you know what I mean? And then like, there's no one saying like,
there's no arguments. There's no one.
You know the exact answer, why it happened, and no one can say like what they want to say just to be in the right.
Mm-hmm. And that kind of
easier. But I feel like you have to respect the coach as well, because if you don't respect the person, then it's just like there's just no point having the person there.
Yeah, everyone's getting ex players, right? That seems to be the goal right now.
Well, yeah, all the players that are not good enough to hold it anymore. Who's
the next coach?
Who's the next? Jordan Reed.
Jeez. Wouldn't even mind, but he's literally in the chat.
Exactly why he said
it. Let's talk about. Still not going to get this right.
Reciprocity.
Look at the CI as an S. Just look at it. Look at the CI as an S.
I'm just going to call you the Rec Pack. That'll do.
That is a bad one.
Don't. We have to do that for some months, man.
Hey, I'm reading off my Twitter feed. That's what they put. They're probably listening in right now, so they want to change the hashtag. This gets Big Daddy Swizz on it, because you guys have a manager and a coach.
Yep.
You have Swizz. Obviously, Swizz has been around for a long time. He moved away to League of Legends for a little bit, but he's come back. And you've got Shane. Now, Shane, you guys were actually paying while you're on Unilad to help you out after Anaheim, I believe.
Yeah. Yep.
How much has Shane been a big help? Because obviously Shane has gone a bit quiet recently, and I did wonder where he got to.
It was. I can't remember how it started with Shane. Like, was it? Brad, tell me. I can't remember. And was it? I think we were starting a league. Yeah. Sean was like doing a lot of things with it, and Sean got to a point where
It was just like you couldn't keep up with it because we were playing like, I don't know, it was just too much. And then we said a few names to uni lad. I don't care, but I could get in trouble for saying this, but I don't care. And we said a few names, and then Kurt, our manager, he decided to let's go with Shane. So we went with Shane.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And then we went, and then he done some of the league for us or Anaheim.
Yeah.
After Anaheim, but he got told that I don't know that he wasn't allowed to be a part of it all, like with uni lads. So we thought, all right, he's been fucked over. What are we gonna do? We've ruined his, because I don't know. He's not said anything about this, but he said that if we didn't give him like a chance as a coach, he would have played at champs. So we felt bad. So we said, let's keep him. At the end of the year, we'll just bring him with us, and we just paid him for to the events that he helped us with. It went from there.
Okay, you see, because that's when that came out. Like, that's for me. That's kind of a fairly major thing. Like, that's like taking responsibility and saying, you know what, we're going to make sure this guy's all right. He's, we want him to come with us. And I mean, obviously, Shane's been around for a long time. Shane's a good guy. Like, for me, it was like one of the normal things. I still think they should give him the social media. Let Shane put it out. It'd be great. But how have you guys found having that extra kind of support there? I don't know what Swizz does on the top end. I imagine it's very high level for Swizz.
Swizz does nothing but just at the bollocks.
To be fair, I'll give Swizz his due.
Swizz is signing a 10 million deal with Arsenal Football Club tomorrow.
he actually got it all sorted. So I mean, fair play. I mean, he done it all. So
moving on to the next question about coaches. Then, what do you think about coaches and their involvement with the CWL? Do you think this between maps thing? Do you think on stage?
No, I don't think they should be on stage.
Yeah,
because like, they can stand on stage if they want to just stand there like dickheads, but they shouldn't be allowed to speak during the game.
In between maps, I'd say like
in between maps is fine. Yeah, that's fine. But like not during the game. Like you shouldn't be able to like help some dumb fuck who can't concentrate on his own screen because he's that stupid.
Yeah.
So I don't think they should be able to stand on stage and influence the game now.
No,
like in between maps and stuff, that's fine. Yeah. So if they want to stand there and break their legs for 10 minutes whilst the hard point's going on.
But I mean, it's also one of those things like you kind of pointed out to Ray earlier, right? Is that if they can see everything that's kind of going on, they know that they can kind of nip an argument in the bud straight away after that map because they would have seen what happened.
Yeah, nobody really argues after maps, really. Like,
I mean, I've seen some heated words.
But that's like it. For the most part, everyone just like goes into the second map like fresh. Yeah. I mean, I can't speak for everyone, obviously, but
okay. I'll be honest with you. I agree with you. I think especially now it's gone 5. You can't expect a coach to be plugged in either.
Yeah, because I just think it's like they can notice stuff someone doesn't notice. Like someone like off the side of someone's screen or something. Yeah, you don't clock when you're playing. Like I don't think they should be allowed to speak during the game.
It takes away the mistakes, which you get punished for making mistakes, and that's your own fault. You know what I mean? Like if you take that away, then it's not going to be. I don't think it'll be that good to watch.
Yeah, usually the best teams are the people who punish your mistakes the most, and that'll limit if people are allowed to chime in.
Well, I actually asked your teammate last week, Ray, but we're talking about the upcoming 5v5 and its impact on game modes and maps and so on and so forth coming into the season here, and I think everybody's made a case for every single game mode either being great or worse. Where are you guys kind of sitting on hardpoint, CTF, S&D for the new 5v5? People thinking that hardpoint may be too kind of messy now. Is that the right way to put it?
I mean, did we play hardpoint at the league?
Yeah, I don't think we did. That bad. Yeah, people were going off. We had like a spawn beacon thing, and they made it like very hectic, and it's like if people are going off that, obviously like. The beta was out, but when we practiced it, they had the spawn beacon. You could spawn right next to the hill every time. So, like, I mean, you can't really go off what we played to say if it was going to be too hectic.
I don't think hardpoint would be that bad, but I think CTF gets drastically worse.
Yeah,
like 5v5, I think there's just too many people.
That seems to be the casualty.
Like I don't actually know. My KD will be about a 7.
Game 5 then. Imagine that.
If we play CTF, I'll be back of the map.
Full on Marky being it.
Literally. But yeah, I think it's just too many people. You've got to do too much to get a flag, I think.
Yeah. Yep. I think that was the biggest argument here is that we had that in Black Ops 3. Remember, that was when the meta for CTF went, we'll play super defensive one side or both sides.
One flag and then fucking So it's like, especially if you concede early, I think it get really boring.
Well, we had, what was it? Marky B's infamous 17-0 game.
Yeah.
We just didn't die the entire game.
Especially with 150 health. How are you going to kill that many people who just camp in the flag?
Yeah, especially they're healing. You know,
I think CTF's the one mode that gets drastically worse. I think S&D the first few months will be pretty bad.
Yeah. What do you? I don't know how much you guys play the beta because I know a lot of pros didn't.
I didn't play it at all.
Yeah, I didn't play it at all.
Did you see any of it, like Control or Heist or?
Well, yeah, we played it a little bit in the league. Like they brought it to the league when all the teams were there to give it like a little test, like pre-beta. So I think Control's good. I think it'll be probably one of the better game modes. If I'd
say it's the best one I played when it was there.
You think they might bring that in instead?
It's more understandable what we do.
Was Control the one with the lives?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That'd be so sweaty, man.
Yeah, I think it'd
be so good. Like because it'd just be so like hyped.
The best thing I think about that
imagine
game,
like 1v1 last live. Fuck! Oh my god, my balls would be dripping on main stage. it'd just be super good. I think that has the potential to be the best mode.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it will be.
I think that's like we're talking about interactions and stuff and how high they can get. Control will be one of those ones where it would actually slow down at points and give the kind of the viewer a chance
because you can't waste your lives because you're like that's what we were noticing when we were playing at the league. Like you get to a point you're like whoa, we got like bloody 11 lives left. We need to start playing our lives a bit better. Like instead of just going in and just trading kills.
There'll be like different strategies to the game mode. People might go all out at the start.
And then some people might just take it slow, pick you off. So I think there'll be a lot of different things going on.
It's quite a deep game mode, isn't it?
I think it'll be good. It has a lot of potential.
I've seen a few people suggesting Heist, but there's so many things that's wrong with it.
There's
the fact that you can buy score streaks and you don't know when the other team have got them and stuff like that.
I don't think
is score streaks the only thing people are complaining about. I feel like that's an easy fix.
There's other things in it as well. Top of my head, can't remember exactly. But there was different levels of armor, and that wasn't a. I
didn't play it.
Yeah, but there was so many different things. I didn't actually mind.
Essentially, it's CS:GO.
Yeah, I didn't actually mind the core of the game, but there's so many things that would need to be.
There's CS:GO, but there's just so many random things that could happen that you can't plan. Like you can't plan for as a team.
Yeah. It's like
I think it'd be really hectic in between rounds trying to figure out what money.
And what they've got. I don't think it's made for COD. If COD was S&D only, maybe.
Again, there's people pushing for that this year. A lot of people pushing for S&D only this year.
Holy shit, my stock would hit the roof.
I wouldn't mind S&D night like that Control game mode, but I wouldn't just want S&D.
No, I don't know why everyone's trying to like make COD like every other esport. Like, why would everyone like come from CS:GO to watch COD when they already have CS:GO?
We also have Rainbow Six in there as well, which is like a combo of the two.
That's a fucking shit game. Shut up.
It's a good game.
That's a fucking ass cheeks game. But that's what I mean. Like, we need to stop trying to copy other esports. Like, just keep it our esport. Like, we're not going to outperform CS or just go in S&D. Like, I'll tell you now, I prefer to watch fucking CS than I do COD if it was S&D only.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, like, I feel like we need to stick to what we know instead of trying to copy everyone else.
The respawn should be in there, but
COD is what you call a Twitch shooter, right? It is that kind of fast-paced, rapid-fire decision-making. Like it's kind of like it's so different to CS. Like, don't get me wrong, CS has the reflexes and it has the tactics going forward, but COD, like especially things in the respawns, like Hardpoint, like the amount of decisions that you guys make in that small period of time. It
happened so many times last year where like you were playing for like clock on Hardpoint and you were like, do I get in? Do I get out? Do I contest? Like, that's just a little thing you don't get in other games.
Yeah, and it's fast, right? I mean, Call of Duty is fast when it comes to the hard points, ridiculously so. I mean, obviously, we're no longer at the heights of AW where the interactions were ridiculous, but it's still one of and people like it. People generally enjoy some of I think some of the highlight games from this year were hard points.
No, it's good to play as well.
Yeah, when it starts getting close, it's definitely the game you want to kind of look at as well. You see massive comebacks. Mindfreak did it twice at Champs, which was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And of course, S&D will always be a staple of COD. But again, the question is always being raised is, what do we do about CTF? What are they going to do about CTF is the better question.
I think CTF's the only one that they should be seriously worrying about for the most part. I mean,
we haven't really practicing the maps yet. So, I mean,
that's right.
Could influence it massively. Remember Black Ops? If you remember, so
CTF, not really though, because like you literally.
I think the way I always look at it here is I always consider Black Ops 2 to probably be one of the Black Ops 2 and Warfare 3 pinnacles of CTF. And Black Ops 3 had its issues. I mean, there were some good CTF maps, but it had its issues with the way I think spawn manipulation worked and the way the flags were sometimes. I find that sometimes the flags are too far back on maps.
Yeah.
And that allows for easy defenses. But
It was just on Black Ops 2, you can fully cut the map, couldn't you?
yeah.
Like you knew if you got secured a flag. Because you get 4 down, you know exactly where teams are spawning.
Yeah. And you can set up your blocks, right? And
Yeah.
you just run it
Whereas since then, we haven't really had a game like that.
back. Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, they might have got a dodgy spawn. They might have got a spawn halfway up the map kind of thing.
I call outs everything.
Whereas on Black Ops 2, you literally knew.
Yeah.
Right, all 4 of them are spawning there.
I think Flag Tower was one of those maps that kind of showcased that off completely as well. Like just the fact that sometimes they would spawn behind, you couldn't always.
It's the same as
guarantee
like
a push out.
Forest as well. Forest, when you were trying to push for a flag, you were like, I don't know if they spawn back at base or if they spawn Bell, they spawn cabin.
Yeah. And they get an instant shot back on flag, and that's just like so difficult to get that flag away from. All right, let's just kind of move on then and talk about the upcoming year and how you guys are going to kind of approach the first essentially 2 months, because you guys have got like a decent period with the early release. Usually you guys are like have to get bang on it and get your stuff sorted.
Yeah.
Now you've got a lot longer to kind of practice, get your stuff sorted here. You guys have got to move as well. Is it daunting, or have you guys got kind of a clear idea of exactly how you're going to approach this season?
Well, we're not going to have what we did last year, where we go into the first event of the year with the FG42 being phenomenal. Like, to get having 2 months to see what's good and what's not good, and that'll have a good start.
And the game will be tuned out, but like, don't know what we want. I think they made that clear the way. Like, you don't want any general agreements, they said, or something like that. So,
well, yeah, I mean it's a good chance to get everyone not only settled, because a lot of people say, you know, first event of the year, they don't always think it's the most competitively integral or something along those lines. Like it's always got those kind of that small asterisk next to it, with depending on various guns and players and what's going on here. But there'll be no excuses this year. It'll be, especially with what it means, right? You guys have got 2 months to get your stuff sorted, and that's it.
Yeah, what was it last year? Was it like 3 weeks?
It was a month, wasn't it? It was like,
I think it was like 3 weeks.
Vegas was like, well, not Vegas. The first event was around the same time.
Yeah, but the game launched a month later.
Yeah, so it was like it was around a month, 3 weeks. Yeah. I think the plan is just the same, really. Like we're looking at which house to buy and stuff now to move, and then like just play the game, in the game.
How often after? I mean, you guys obviously must be looking to line up 8s or scrims fairly quickly into the cycle. But how long do you guys kind of give yourself to learn the game first?
No, you don't. You just scrim.
Yeah,
You scrim. You
learn the game scrimming. It's the best way.
the first day people will play pubs, but then the second day scrims.
I don't fucking play pubs. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, well, like, all teams will be doing it. All teams will be doing it. So
I don't know. I played 8s when Black Ops 3 came out with some.
It's not 8s anymore. It's 10s. Come on, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
I tweeted that earlier. I tweeted Brice saying I can't wait to play 8s with you. It's not even 8s anymore.
Well, I played competitive free for alls. No, because I played it. It was what I mean. Admittedly, I was using the LMG on the Black Ops 3, and that very much upset some players. But they learned that was overpowered. Is that kind of what you're getting at here? Is saying, you know, obviously pro players are going to work out the fastest, most efficient way. If you see someone from another team doing something, like,
yeah, that's what usually happens.
Yeah.
Like for the most part, this like the first week is like a lot of different teams using different guns, different things, and then like I say after the first few days, a week, everyone sort of starts like, yeah, that's the gun. That's the one, boys.
Yep.
So like
start all over again.
So yeah, like
then,
for the first few days is like different ARs using different ARs to what they prefer and stuff. But I think like after the first week, everyone sort of clicks on to what's the meta guns.
But there's probably going to be a patch in, well, pretty sharp usually, isn't it?
Probably a fucking patch every week. I don't know.
Every week.
Probably get to Vegas. So yeah, by the way, we've just changed the spawns on this map.
2 days before the event.
That's kind of curious you said that, because when you talk about patch notes, and obviously when you talk about how patches work and stuff, it has to go through approval, has to be, and it's all a lot. They use a lot of data to figure out their patches, right? I know it's kind of a meme sometimes with the time it hits, but it's not always down to Activision, because
they don't have a choice.
But there's been a lot of talk this year about they want frequent patches for Blackout. A lot of people were wanting that. Now, obviously, if they're putting out frequent patches for Blackout, it would make sense that they would also patch the multiplayer at the same time, which means that patches could be hitting considerably more often. Do you guys worry about that coming up into the big season, or?
Well, I don't know. What they've always said is the patch, like they can do it often for us, because like what we're asking for, they need to, like what they've said is they need to work out a way to fix it.
Yeah.
And then test it and et cetera, before they drop the patch. And then apparently the patch, like when they actually have the patch, it takes a while to go through. So I don't know.
From
I don't know what's changed from.
Yeah. When I was speaking to Ray last year, he said it's not just like a few days process.
Yeah, fix this and then
it doesn't work like that. Which I think the majority of pros don't understand. You know what I mean? It's not that and just go, okay, press a button, it's done. But I think the thing is with Blackout and Standard is that some things are going to be more powerful in Blackout and some things are going to be more powerful in the normal game, aren't they? Because obviously it's completely different ranges, that sort of thing. So I don't know if they're going to keep Blackout and the normal game sort of exclusive from each otter.
Well, yeah, I think they will. I was kind of talking more on terms of like how often the patches would drop. Just simply because like if a lot of people, you got to remember like PUBG and Fortnite, their patches are fairly frequent. Fortnite is ridiculously frequent. It's like every week. Obviously that probably wouldn't work for multiplayer, but if you're going to patch one thing in Call of Duty, regardless if it's worked on by separate parts of the company, you're pushing a patch through regardless. So does that mean everything else could be patched more frequently?
Yeah, well, hopefully. It'd be good if it does, because that's always been like the pro player's problem.
Yeah.
Was like how long it took to get stuff fixed. Yeah. Like we'd be saying stuff for months like this is fucking broke or this is glitching, and then it'd be months and months and months until it was sorted. And that's where GAs and stuff come into play. Where like it's taking that long. Like we're just like, fuck that, get the shit out of the game.
Okay.
So it'd be much better if patches can get dropped every week or at the end of every month, or
yeah. I suppose the biggest benefit with more frequent patches, regardless of not whether it's possible. Like I said, we don't. This is all kind of hypothetical. Yeah. Is that they could do smaller kind of tuning, right? Rather than try to do something major. It could be very minute. Yeah.
Just like one gun. Fucking this gun's damage has been changed.
Yeah, and like FG, STG, and that went up and down last year as well, quite frequently. Let's move on for this. Let's move on to the topic I want to talk about here, because we are officially coming to the end of World War II. I know Champs is technically the end of World War II for us, but we are officially coming to the end, and the cycle starts all over again. So the question for you guys is, who do you think the best players were in World War II? It's a loaded question. It's not going to be easy, and don't worry. This could be more of
like any player. Like
you want to name one player.
Who impressed you? I mean, you can discuss it later. Who impressed you? Who do you think was the biggest come up, most consistent? You know, who did you kind of keep an eye on? Because there'll be players that you guys would have noticed from a player's point of view, which is very different to what fans see, because fans will only see the big hype plays and the things that get hit on the highlight reels, whereas you get to see how hard are these players to play against. How we had to deal with them, how they performed against another team that we may not have seen. And I think it's a very interesting question, because this was asked on Twitter yesterday. Who are the best players? Who are the best? They actually asked who the best current players are. And I was like, well, it's actually a very loaded question. So let's start with Seany. Seany, who kind of comes to your mind in last year's World War II stood out?
The best player for the whole year was Kenny. I don't think there's much argument for it. When he was using a sub at the start of the year, that was the hardest point, and I was just impressed. I know that's just at the start of the year, then he kind of went quiet for a bit and then came back up towards the end when it mattered. So, yeah, I'd say Kenny was the best player. But I think
rookie year as well, from what I understand.
What?
No, he played on AW.
Yeah.
He was on Justice or something.
It was his first
top 6 at jumps.
What?
He got top 6 at jumps.
Was that Worlds?
No, he was at Worlds, yeah. It was like some shit event. But yeah, it wasn't it was his first year since the rule being 18 as and thing. He was like fucking 10 then or some shit.
Ray, do you have anyone else in mind?
No, I think Kenny was the best skill wise. I think the most consistent was probably Slasher.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of talk of Gunless middle of the year.
Yeah, he dropped off though, didn't he?
I mean, I can't remember Gunless at the start of the year.
Who was he? He wasn't on a great.
He was on
team.
Echo Fox.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't matter. The best player is still fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So Slasher was on Envy. They were shit, but he was still dropping 1.3s. So
I think if Rise done well, I would have picked Slasher. If Rise done well then he played well at Champs.
no, but he still played well at Champs, did he not?
Yeah, but they still like.
Yeah, I think who's the most consistent besides him?
I'm not arguing his consistency. I'm saying I would have picked him for the best player if he done well at
No,
Champs.
no. I'm not saying he's the best player. Kenny was the best player, but
Yeah, so
I
say
think
if Rise
Brice
didn't
said most
flop at
consistent
Champs,
as well.
Rise didn't flop at Champs, he would probably have been the best player for the year.
Yeah, because he literally dropped like a 1.2 every event.
Yeah.
Like, how can you argue that?
Yeah, that's true.
I think he was probably the most consistent. Kenny was probably the best player overall.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, a lot of people are saying, Kenny is kind of the number one player. Now there are some awards I think towards
Just because he has the hardest role as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't let go of his left stick, and he still puts up numbers. Like so.
Yep.
Yeah. You look at the top 6 respawn KD are all ARs from last year. Every single one of them. Was Denz an AR? Was he
No.
Flex? Yeah.
Depends if it's flex.
So Assault, Formal, Octane, Dashy, Slasher, Methods. All ARs at one point. They're the top 6 respawn KDs.
KD's a really shit, but unless you drop him on.
Wasn't ratings fairly high?
Yeah, I played decent.
Was
You
Reese
were
on the top
12th.
6?
He floated. I know he floated a 1.2 at several
It's
events.
1.1.
It's because of Birmingham. I
Yeah.
dropped a 0.72 because he had
outplaced
my eyes were shut.
Parasite put up better numbers than you, pal.
Yeah, he's a really good player.
He's the only one in red,
Yeah, probably a drop for him, to be honest. Outstanding now.
World champion, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't give a fuck about KD.
You guys can feel kind of free not to answer this one, but players who surprised you with how little they contributed this year.
I don't think Reese is going to hold back personally, but
I mean, don't get me wrong, players had bad years. but maybe
Probably
a-
Carmen, to be honest. I thought he was going to be like, well, he's been the best player on that. Well, he's still the GOAT. Like, I think he's the best player ever, and he will be the best player ever forever. But I thought he was going to be unreal in this game.
that whole team had a dead.
Actually, fuck it.
Formal as well, until that. Well, he got a bit better then, but
Yeah.
You can make a case for most of Optic, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's just that's that Optic team in general. I think everyone just thought they were gonna. Well, they thought themselves in there.
Yeah.
Like you heard them at the start of the year, they thought they were gonna wipe the floor with everyone.
Back on boots.
Yeah,
I remember that.
but I think Damon's still the best player of all time, so you can't really question the GOAT.
I mean that's interesting. You said that because that you say that at any other forums or on Twitter, people go mad.
No, Damon's the best. It's not even close.
So I think the 3 players in contention with him right now. People,
Crim and Aches.
teammate, yes, Crim and Scump. People say Scump as well.
No, I'd be Aches now because he's won champs again.
Yeah. Well, technically he's the best. He has the highest. He's the most wins on boots on the ground games, isn't he?
Yeah, it's just Damon. He's just the best, man. He's literally just like what he does, like his role, how smart. He's just the fucking best. It's just simple.
Would you ever like to play with him one day?
Oh fucking! I wish, man. I'd fucking suck at it, to be honest. No questions asked, bro.
Would you drop draw for him?
Oh.
Mate, he can have both. It's 5v5 now. He can have both.
No, yeah, I would definitely.
Yeah,
I'd
poor
go.
Trey.
No, Damon's the GOAT.
Same for sort of Shawnee and Wuskins. Like anyone kind of surprised you this year in that regard of maybe not making the biggest push that you would expect them to?
I mean, like you said, like for the overall the Optic team, but I mean,
yeah, because it kind of that Optic team, like that is going to be a case study somewhere because you kind of thought they were going to do well and then they kind of dipped and there was like resurgence and then oh my god, top 24 at champs.
They didn't win all year. It's just bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah, probably again champs curse. I'm fairly certain that you win champs, you just fall off the deep end. Not sure what exactly happens, but something does because it happens every single year. I think I'm trying to think if there a year it hasn't happened.
Well, I mean, Envy got back-to-back champs finals, didn't they?
They did, but then before that, there wasn't anything. Like
Well, it was season 2 finals as well.
Didn't they?
Yeah,
but that's halfway through the year.
No, yeah, I know, but like they didn't fall off the face of the earth like Optic.
Yeah, but I don't think any.
I'll take back-to-back champs finals, please. Noted.
I think you'd only take back-to-back champs finals if you won one of them, because otherwise you'd be very.
I can't
upset.
take any more seconds. If I get, like I said it, like I'd rather 8th than 2nd Because like, I can't take another second. If I get another second, I'll fucking break down.
If it's been in the boss free.
Just know if I get to that fucking final, it's fucking over. There's no chance I lose another final. I don't care how many best of fives I have to win.
It's becoming like a big because didn't Bance have that for a
yeah.
while as well? He was
Bance had it for a while, and then obviously like his team shit the bed last year because they suck.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, I just can't do it. Seconds is just the worst, man. Like people just don't understand. Like everyone always tweets me like, "Oh, you played better than blah blah blah. You got second. It's like still better than." Whereas no, man, it's a killer. Second is just like no other placement because you're literally that close.
Yeah. I mean, admittedly, I have to have a slight caveat here because I get your point, right? I get your point, and obviously, like a lot of people died to come second. But Vegas, if you come second, at least you're in the top 4.
No, I don't give a fuck. I know I'm making the league. Anyway. I'm guaranteed going to be in the league, so I don't care if I'm top 4 there or beat some shit team at the LCQ. So no, I don't care.
Oh,
Seconds the worst.
All right, let's ask about the teams coming into this year. Obviously, a lot of people are putting you guys Red Reserve top 4. Reciprocally, a lot of people are still kind of digesting your team coming out. How are you kind of ranking the teams and where they're kind of stacking up coming out of this one? And because they are essentially your rivals, like these big teams we talk about them because they are your rivals. Like especially the three we first mentioned at the start of this, right? 100 Thieves, Optic, Envy. Those are the 3 teams people are already predicting the top 3 teams. I would have Red Reserve in there as well. Because people aren't talking about you because you guys announced like a month
I'm not
ago.
scared of anyone next year. Like this is the first year where I've literally got the full team that I want. Like every other year has been like, yeah, all right, we'll get him. This is the first. This is the first time. Like literally, I've got everything I want in a team. So if I don't fucking win this year, I may as well just fucking pack it in. But like, I'm literally, my confidence is higher than ever, and that's saying something. Like, I love this team. It's the perfect team.
On the Optic last year,
The perfect team.
It is like it's the first.
Are you going to be upset though if we start referring to you as a God Squad?
No, we are a fucking God Squad. Look at us.
Don't give them that.
Some players don't like that. Some players hate that.
I fucking know we're a God Squad. Look at us, man. What can you say? It's just the full. It's the best team I've ever had, and probably the best team I've ever had.
No, I agree. Like I'm actually.
It's just like we have no weakness, whereas like for a lot of my teams, there's been like, So like I'm happy. I think.
Well, I mean, you see that from inside the team here, but there has been some criticism leveled at your team in the past, Raid. Funny enough, and it's the thing that bugs me the most about Reddit, right? Is they can't decide whether they love or hate Joe.
No, Joe. Like people must have watched the different champs because he was literally our best player besides the United team. Well, like literally, if you watch back champs, he was our best player.
Yeah.
Like, but I like people are just dumb, man. Especially people on Reddit. Like Joe's literally.
I can't be looking at Reddit, man.
Like I would not be teaming with Joe if he was shit.
Yeah,
I would have got rid of him. Like we could have easily dropped Joe and picked up Jared.
Yeah,
and then had Jared and Bance if we wanted to.
But that's the thing, though. That's kind of like public perception. Like when you guys lose for some reason, Joe has a hard job to do, and they instantly hate on Joe.
That's the role he plays, though. Somebody has to do it, and he's the best at doing it. So
Remember the plan.
Yeah, like he's the. Like people are moaning when he's fucking 1v3 and people are like,
yeah. Again, it was actually a big year for Joe because like fans really started like hooked onto him, and just memed the hell out of him, calling asking.
No, yeah, but like champs he was unreal at, so people forget that. And Joe plays a lot better when he actually enjoys the game.
Yeah,
and like everybody knows that. And I mean, Joe was mad about last year's game, but he's like. He's gassed to be playing the new game, especially with our team as well. Nah, he didn't hate Black Ops 3. For the most part, he didn't hate Black Ops 3, I don't think.
Unless you'll be recording, I'll hear Joe say, I hate this game.
I mean, everybody does that, though.
That's a natural thing. Players are gassed before the game comes out, gassed it when it first comes out, and then literally a month into it. Or
this year as well, Joe was uncomfortable on our team, like went with the whole Josh situation.
Yeah.
Like them two was like clashed. Yeah. And stuff, but like everything's perfect in our team.
I'm really looking forward to watching you play.
We just have to take care of business. And
I
then
think
we'll be
I
fine.
think Vegas is going to be, for me, it's almost going to be like another champs, because just seeing this 5v5, I think all the storylines coming
If we
into
win
it,
Vegas, mate, it's done. You may as well pack your bags because we're not going to lose Vento, yeah.
all right, let's talk to Seany and Wuskins then. You guys have obviously formed your team. How are you sizing up the other teams coming into this year? Like, who are you thinking, oh, that's quite a tasty team? Or because you remember at some point, you're going to be in the divisions. You've got cross-division play, which, if you haven't looked into it, from what I understand, is it means you could draw random teams from the other division.
Yeah.
So you'll probably be looking, I don't want, I don't want to play against 100 Thieves. I'd rather play against one another.
No, I think it's the cross thing is you play every team in the other division once.
Yeah, you play every team in all division once. You play the division twice.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I didn't see that coming up. But yeah, I mean, that, again, still, it's one of those ones where you're going to be looking for, who's the better teams and what teams do you want in your division, because you'd rather play a good team once than twice, just simply for the points. How are you guys sizing up? Seany, what do you think?
Honestly, like, I'm the same as you. I just couldn't care. I think I like, obviously Alex leaving was a surprise to us. So like,
yeah,
I think like the two people we picked up it fits our team perfectly. I think it could have gone better. Like,
yeah.
So, like, I'm so confident going into next year. I really couldn't care how we played, to be honest.
Yeah, you've niced it really on the roster front, haven't you?
It went perfect for both our teams, I think. Like the more like when it was first like rumored about 5v5, I was literally anti 5v5. I was like, please God, do not go 5v5. Stay 4v4. I've got my team. But then like the closer I got to the thing, I was like, I want Ben. I want Ben Vance.
Just big greedy eyes coming.
Yeah, literally. That's all I was saying. I was like, I just want to play with Ben again because like he's just unreal.
That must have been so weird to just kind of have a potential player coming in. You had no idea up until the day it came out.
Yeah, that's what, like when it happened. Like everyone was saying like, oh, the players knew before because we announced so quick. Blah blah blah. But it was just like we just pre-agreed.
Yeah, it was chaos for every other team. You guys were sitting back like, yeah, I'm good. I am good.
Yeah, it was a weird experience.
A big group of players that we saw.
Sorry,
I'm gonna just a big group of players we don't know about is LG, John, that sort of thing. Obviously,
Play.
Yeah, EU United, all these teams. So there's a couple of teams that we know that could definitely be at the top, not announced yet. So I think what was it? The LG rumor team is basically LG plus John, isn't it? That seems to be the
LG
rumor.
plus Gunless, you mean?
All right, sorry. LG plus Gunless, yeah, sorry. Idiot. But, so, I mean, obviously that'll be up there if that is indeed the team, of course. But I just think
that next year is going to be so top heavy.
Yeah.
I think there'd be like five good teams, maybe six.
Whoever has a good Rostermania, basically. Because,
it's like all the teams we said. Like our team, Sean, like these two's team, Optic 100 Thieves, United, LG, Envy. What's that, like 6-7 teams?
Yeah.
But I think the drop off's gonna be like proper bad.
I suppose you're right though, because I mean it's all the good teams.
I think
spread out
all the good teams have picked up the best players from the below teams. And then I think the drop off's gonna be pretty bad. So I could be wrong, obviously, but I think it could lead to like boring games until like the Sunday, late Saturday.
The usual 3-0 smashings.
Yeah, like everyone's been saying like it's gonna be different because there's no AM bracket thing, but I think you've just made like the tier 2 and 3 teams a lot worse than they were last year. Whereas like last year you had Mindfreak who tier 2, tier 3, like oh they might beat you. Or like who else was there?
I think it's gonna be tough for the Australians if they don't figure out what they're doing next year. I'll be honest with you, like I love a lot of the Australian players, but I just can't see it being good. They've never had that deep of a pool of players.
And they've lost the best.
They lost ends.
First or second best with the Sharks.
They've been gassing that Luca up though, haven't they? I mean, obviously you don't know how good he is.
Yeah, he's like 18, just turned 18, didn't
he? You have to, really, if you pick up someone that no one here's just got to gas them up, but get them gassed up as well. But
yeah, for the most part, like back to the question with like the LG team, I think it'll be the tier 1 teams, and then I think the rest of the teams will be they'll struggle all year.
All right,
that's right. Well, it'll be like I don't even fucking know.
Well, let's move on then, because we've got questions coming in from the chat now, and if you want to get your question on here for these guys to answer, quickly put it in there because I'm going to start asking. All right, first question coming in is Lando. We've already answered that one, Lando. Get out of it. Harry JTD says, how high will a team playing in Europe get in an event? I think that's kind of a loaded question considering you're asking Europeans because they're all going to say first.
Well, no, I think they mean like the people playing in Europe. So like not us.
Okay, right, yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
So, like-
so you're not you two then, not you two teams. What do you think about the teams outside you two?
Struggle.
Two teams that can
Well,
play
I don't think it makes that much difference. Like I seen, like this is what pissed me off today. Like I saw a load of tweeting, the E machine's dead, it's being killed, blah blah blah. I didn't play you shit fox anyway, so what difference does it make if I'm over there? Like literally, all it does is benefit our two teams. The only teams it's a negative effect on is Mad Cat's team and Reedy's team.
Yeah.
Like
Unless they
because
get them
like.
sorted, of course.
Well, yeah, unless they move over, then it doesn't. Then there's literally no negatives. Like we didn't play the AMs anyway, so how is it killing their scene?
Yeah,
that's
it's true. It's
that's
very
what's
true.
been frustrating today on Twitter.
Wuskins, this is a question direct for you. How is it going to feel being so far apart from Maddie when you move?
I can't fucking wait. Jesus Christ. Can't wait.
Is it one of those things that are you going to miss him when he's gone, or have you
Nope.
two talked? No, not even a little bit. It's going to be a witness for you.
Can't wait.
I was going to say, considering how close you two were just before the call went live.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man, I wish you'd went live with that. Damn it.
All right, fair enough. We'll move on. Do you think Splice will be a top team in Black Ops 4?
Depends what the
Interesting.
team is.
Well, I know what the team is, right? Let me tell you. I won't tell you the team. I'll tell you if they're going to be a top team.
Okay.
Wait, define top team. Like what are we saying? Like
Top
team.
four.
Like,
He said top four.
top
six,
top
Top four.
six.
I'd say top four.
nah,
Stretch.
no, I don't think so.
Where would you
Top
place
eight?
it?
I think they need time. Like I think they'll need time to like.
Top four. So what? You think they're going to be better than Optic 100 Thieves,
You guys are
our
ahead.
team? And I don't think so. Like they might get a top four like once, like 3 year maybe.
Based
I
off
don't
the
know.
rumored.
Obviously, they have a
speculation, innit?
potential.
Like,
They have
it's just-
the potential. Like everybody has potential. I just personally don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
enough.
they've got players in that team who have went under the radar though. Some of them who I
yeah.
think it might be their last chance, but I don't know. I think they could get top 8, top 6 maybe, but it depends what other
No,
teams.
I
come
think
out
they'd
with.
definitely be around there.
Yeah, it just depends what
Top
other
four
teams.
is
come
just
out
like, yeah, like nobody knows, man. They might be the best team. The game's not even out yet, so it's
Yeah,
hard
like-
to it's hard to judge. Nobody knows.
Just going off last year. And
So someone on that team might be this year's gunless.
Straight.
And then
for me, that Splice team, and it's just mainly because favoritism. But I always think Jared's going to be the best player in that team with the players they've got left available to get.
They need somebody to keep up with Jared and that team, and they'll do all right.
Yeah, I think Jared always needs more speed with him. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the next one. All right, now it's the start of the 3-year cycle and potential franchising for the futures. What do you guys want to see from COD in the next 3 years? Loaded question. Let's start with you, Wuskins. What do you want to see from COD in the next 3 years?
A lot more content. Not just players playing COD. That we should all start doing something.
Fuck with that answer.
Bro, now did you see the CS? Like the
Oh,
documentary
they were
they've done?
so good. To be
Hey,
fair,
like, so why is COD not doing something like
Got
that?
me emotional, man.
Hey, yeah, I was fucking.
Yeah,
glued
we need
the
to see
screen.
something like that.
No, yeah, that's what like our team's been saying to like Red, like like we want him to like get a videographer person and like follow us around every event just to do shit, just to get something popping, like
Yeah.
get something other than just the games.
The Recon series that MLG does is very good. I do like
Yeah.
that, but I think that needs.
No,
to
yeah, that's
really
good,
be-
but I mean like it means to me more from the teams kind of thing.
yeah,
Not just not. I'm not. That's just not like we're not saying that like they get MLG or Activision, but it's just like it's more from everyone. Just more.
I hear what you're saying.
things like this.
Spitfire twice a week.
Things like this.
No, good. He wants good content. Shawnee, what about you? Next 3 years, what do you want to
Right.
see?
I don't even know any. I was going to say content as well, but I mean, I don't know.
My answer is franchising.
I'll say like
Actually good franchising though, not just fucking.
I mean, that's a given. That's a given. No, it's not been officially confirmed, but it's like.
Well, no,
Well,
but
the
I mean,
rumors-
like good franchise. I don't want them to just fucking part to it. Like, be
I
like,
mean,
oh yeah,
Like,
it's
you
just,
want
I
to
don't-
do like
I don't
OWL
know,
does
so-
it? Like full fat
full
OWL?
fucking everyone's
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
fucking playing every week.
I'd like to see a draft. I don't know why. I just like drafts.
Nah,
I mean, it'd be
Draft-
entertaining, but oh god, imagine.
Drafts are good.
I think people's egos will be hurt.
Yeah, that's like
Imagine being the last pick in the draft, bro. Oh, it's tough.
Hey, if you got paid the same as the NFLs get, still.
Oh well, yeah, I know. But it's still gonna hurt your pride slightly.
so people get butthurt over getting picked last in eighth. Like,
That's the same situation as like the sub this year.
Yeah.
Like I don't think the sub's gonna get. Well, I'll tell you now, my team will not use the sub once.
Are you guys? Okay, but that's what I was going to kind of pick on actually.
Swan's going to be our sub.
Swan is going to be your sub.
Swan's our sub.
you're not going to use them, yeah.
We're not going to use the sub. And I don't like
speed dial.
Obviously, yeah, unless like an emergency happens, then fucking Swanton bombs coming in with the But for the most part, I would think most teams won't use the sub.
It seems
because
like
it's just like a kick in the ass. Like obviously, I know everyone says this. Everyone spoke about it, like to MLG. Like you should be at the stage where you're like, right, I'm playing bad. Someone play for me.
Yeah,
and you should be perfectly. Yeah, you should be perfectly fine with it. And for the most part, probably people will. But like, I know full well, if we told Trey, right, Trey, you fucking shit, you're shit in the bed, mate. you need a series or two off. Like he would not be happy. No. And like there's be a lot of people like that, so I don't think.
I'm surprised you guys aren't using your coaches as your subs. Like you both have pro player coaches.
Well, yeah, even that, just like
you'll use Shane.
I just said Swan just for the banner, but
Swan's the first time Swan's just found out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like our sub won't be like someone like Reedy who's not going to make the league.
You put them down already.
I'm joking, Reedy. I love you.
Oh my god!
I love you, Reedy.
Damn.
No, I'm joking. But like, I don't think the subs are going to be like a C. Yeah, it's just going to be like fucking who wants to be our sub. Fucking tweet out. I think whoever gets the most faves, our sub.
It's basically going to be an emergency thing, isn't it? That's it, really.
Yeah, it's just going to be like a. Like
I think it will change in the next 3 years. In the next 3 years, it'll probably change because I think when you get into like proper franchising and all that sort of stuff, it'll be less player-made decisions. Like I don't think players will have that much choice. No. Like they'll get.
Well, it'll just be told like you're shit in the bed, mate. You're not playing.
You're being paid enough to sit on the bench for a week. Sit on that bench, and we'll get you.
So we're already getting paid.
League of Legends and stuff, mate. All right, next question. What do you think about the other EU teams getting to the league? They've kind of mentioned Heretics or Team Sween here. What do you think about how many EU? I'm going to change that. How many EU teams do you think can get in the league this year?
It's good.
Wait, is that including us as well?
Yeah. You still count as European, mate.
So 16. Well, yeah, I know, but I didn't know if the question was how many European teams are going to make the league. Like I said, it's going to be weird because from the way I look at it, it's going to be like the top 6 teams that. Going to be like super good, and then the drop off is going to be like pretty big. So I don't actually know. I'd say if I was to throw a guess, I'd be like
6 or 7.
6 or 7.
6 or 7. Fucking hell!
Well, you name 7 good European teams.
Right,
what have you got in your weird bench?
No, but you've got you two.
EU bias.
You've got
us two.
Mad Cat's proposed team.
Yeah, that's 3.
Heretics might do all right, to be fair. I know, but you're going against.
Sweeney seems to be on Heretics. So.
Yeah, and then you got Team Sweden and people like that might do it. It's 16 teams in a last chance qualifier, so I don't know. You never know. Maybe.
Admittedly, the last chance qualifiers for champs went very well for European teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say 5.
That was at the end of the year though, when everyone played the game, and that game, like everyone just played the same way.
Yeah,
like World War II had no that's why there was so many different winners, because it was literally whoever was shooting their gun better on that week, because the game was literally played the exact same way by every single team.
Yeah,
but I don't think that's going to be.
I think the benefit for European teams here and getting into the league is because technically you're sort of having an extra, God knows how many players in the league. I saw how many numbers. Extra 6. There's an extra 16 players in the league, right? Which is terrible math. It's an extra 4 teams total. So technically it's an extra 4-team league of players, which means that technically there's 4 more slots worth of players going into the league. So you could have an extra European team or actually make it in just because of the, like you said earlier, that drop off.
Yeah, because the drop off's there. Europe's never been. it's sort of mostly been obviously America across the board, but with that big drop off, I think it's going to give more opportunity for.
Yeah, I think there's a chance.
Yeah, there's always a chance, but I just
I think I'm going to say 5. I'm going to say 5.
say 5's like safe.
5's the safe option, and like it's just like
Because you said 6 or 7, I was like, who the fuck else is there?
Yeah, I couldn't even name. I couldn't even name 7 teams.
Yeah.
That's true.
So like, I think 5 is a safe bet because, like I say,
It's 7 or
our
8.
team, reciprocity, 2 givens. I'd say we both get in,
Yeah.
and then
I'll put Mad Cat's team in
the
there.
Dylan's team probably get in. Yeah,
You don't
Really
count
hot
you don't
league on
count
the outside.
Slice's
Greedy
European
teams.
team anymore.
Greedy team's probably going to be like the Epsilon of last year. Like, no, well, hopefully they're not that bad, but like they'll get in the league regardless of
Yeah.
how bad they actually are because they'll be better than all the shit teams.
Yeah. I suppose we're not counting Splice as an EU team anymore, really.
No, Splice out of the EU team now.
NA plus.
Jid doesn't carry that much fucking power.
Yeah, I think 5's
I think 5's a safe number, yeah.
4 or 5 is what you probably aim for. Next question is from Rob, who asks, Wuskins or Scraps, who is better?
Completely different players. You can't answer the question.
Scraps.
You can't answer the question. Literally bipolar different roles. Like, so you just can't answer that question.
Okay, that's fair. Like I said, it's he wanted to know, and no one's answering, so we'll move on. I'm going to ignore that next question because they're asking how high is ABZ's stock.
Abizi, yeah. Well, there's been rumours about him going to FaZe, hasn't there? I mean,
I
I don't know.
mind blown if he judges as I'm literally lost full composure.
Do you not think he's that good?
I mean, just how are people getting these freebies?
How can you judge it though? Like, he's not going to make a pass like top 16, has he?
He was Dash. He's on
That
optic.
was Dashy, yeah.
That's what I said.
Mind blowing.
I said the same thing. I went,
Yeah, it's
I think
like
Dash is a good player, but I don't think he'll be as good on that team as he was in complexity.
Yeah, because he
did you
looks
see
better.
Crim say he's the next formal? What the yeah, all right, buddy. Nah, I don't know how high his stock's at. I mean,
I didn't really hear about him in like much.
yeah, I think he like the common. Like he's just known as like a grinder, and you saw him like he was number 1 on that rank fucking lobby by about fucking 600 million points.
Yeah, he was good in the E6 team, but I think he'll get into a team that might be a pro league.
I think he'll be.
Well, I mean, if he gets on phase and he's making
Yeah.
the pro league, and they're like they're gonna be in the pro league.
And this moves us on to our next question. Who should FaZe be picking up as their 5th?
Methods.
I think that's a good shout, actually.
Well, I know that's not happening, so
Oh, right. No, there you go.
sorry.
Just gonna
But, who should they be picking up?
Yeah, who should they be picking up? If
Look
you were in
at
that-
last year when they done it, they picked up replays and pre-star, everyone was like, what the fuck? And then they actually done pretty well. I mean, you never know, like, it might be the same thing, and everyone's saying, like, what the fuck, we're busy if it is him. And then they may end up doing something.
It's just like
so-
who's left for them to get.
I mean, I think they would have had, like, a lot of...
I guess it's like Blast
cool.
and like fucking.
Well, I think the issue is that obviously you guys know more than fans know.
I think
Like, you know
I've
where
got my
players are
answer.
going.
I've got the answer, and the chat's just helped me out. Money Sheen.
Oh, yeah.
They should get Money Sheen.
What do you think?
Where's Money Sheen going?
That's a good question. That's the thing.
Money
like,
He's pretty good in that team, wasn't he? Yeah, he's pretty good in that team, wasn't he?
Money Sheen needs to join FaZe. I'm gonna put a petition on Twitter right now.
All right, I think this is
That's my answer.
the last question before we end the show, because you got to be very good being here for this long. There's talk about the Halo players joining Call of Duty. What do you
They'll
guys
be
make
a
of
fun
this?
It always happens. They come to
Absolutely,
one
yeah.
event, place about top 64, and then they fuck off back to Halo, win some free money. It's just what's going to happen.
It's impossible to do, though.
Yeah,
Like,
it's literally like if I went to a Halo event, I'm getting back 64.
Well, Jimbo's come over, hasn't he?
it's like, it seems like they all come over like with the
Like
option
the-
to fall back on Halo, and then if you're not 100% committed, like,
that's the good spot they're in. They're in a good spot because they know if it does flop. Well, Hugh's different. Hugh was in COD before he was in Halo, so that's just no comparison to the person who just said that in the chat.
Formal's the only one
Yeah.
that's really done it, hasn't he?
But like,
years ago it was
but
different.
that's just like one player, and he joined like a fucking super team.
Didn't Crim play Halo before?
In Abo as well, isn't it?
Yeah, but
it's
But
like,
at least years ago it was completely different. Than
it is a lot different now.
Oh, yeah, I think,
And-
yeah.
And plus, we're talking all 4 Halo players coming
Yeah.
to play COD. We're not talking one Halo player getting taught by COD players.
Well, that's the other big issue, right? Is when we talk about the drop off here coming to 5v5, like you'd have to be kind of take a massive risk to pick up a Halo player.
Yeah,
and hope they would adjust in time, especially with how much of the years stack forward.
I think there's just
too big a gamble.
No
I seen Reddit were like, oh, Frosty should get on such and such a team, and it was like, based off of what? Like, well, he's good on Halo. It's too big, especially with how much
completely
Vegas
different
means.
games.
I think the potential's there. Like there is a potential.
Yeah,
there's potential. Fucking Heretics go win Vegas. There's potential. Anything can happen. My sister could turn up to Vegas and win it. It's not impossible, but like,
but there's maybe a slightly higher possibility.
Well, yeah, I just think they're just in a good spot, aren't they? Like if they come try, if they do it, fucking buzz, and you're making more money. If you don't do it, you just go back and just smoke people out of Halo. So
yeah, that makes sense. All right, well, that will be it for this end of Spitfire, guys. Thank you so much. Any last shout outs? Let's start with you, Rated.
Shout out to Red Reserve, sorting us out everything. Best org in the business. I love them guys.
Wuskins.
Shout out Reciprocity. See you in Vegas, I guess.
Big Chad Larson, yeah.
Shawnee. Same
Chad Larson. Swizz. Big Swizz. Man, Big Swizz. He sorted it all out. He sorted it all out. Fair play, innit?
All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll have you back on in a month or two once you guys have made the move and kind of see how you're sorting out, and probably just after Vegas. But thank you so much for coming on, and I believe that'd be it. Ton, anything to add?
No, again, just the same as every week. Everybody can follow the channel, the VOD. If you missed any of it, we'll be going up tonight as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But not in a couple of months, guys. Brice, I only have a certain amount of people who will come on. All right, so we'll probably see these in 2 weeks.
I'd have all the players on all the week. If I could, I'd make this an 8-man roster thing.
This is the third time I've asked Brad, and he eventually got on, not being a kip.
I've actually stayed up all day. I've actually stayed up all day just for you, son.
Oh, you love to hear it.
That's like, still better than Scraps, who said he's coming on the last 2 weeks. No, again, thank you very much, guys. We do appreciate it. I know it's going to be more difficult when the scrim season kicks off, but we will try and get you in as much as possible if you're willing.
It'll be easier, man. Yep. These lot don't scrim till 6 a.m. in the morning, something stupid like that. It'll be during the day when it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. This will be like 1 p.m. Yeah, it'll be easy. There'll be a lot of slumps. All right, thank you very much. That has been Spitfire. We'll see you next time.